Okay, just going to walk through a few workflow scenarios for you on the video. We're going to lift the tube head out of the way by releasing it from the dock, and hopefully you can see that screen a little better. On the right hand side at the upper level, we've got the cart control icons indicating the current cart's charge status and the charge status of the spare battery down low here in the lower left hand corner. That's sitting charging in its little spot, but when we're not connected to power, which we are not at the moment, we are running on battery, so the spare battery is not charging at all. If I connect the power control, that will then change the lighting of the LEDs and start charging the cart as well as the spare battery sitting in its charge slot. The screen's now gone to sleep. If I give it a tap, it should wake up. Here we go. I've logged out, so we need to log in manually via the Tech Login button. Sorry for that. Tech Login button gives us the main menu. This is DirectView. This is the original image capture version 5 software from Carestream. If we want to go to the Worklist, we will go to the purple menu, the study data. This loads me my current worklist. As you can see there, I've got a few patients in my worklist already. Patients to do. Grab an all insight. Original sin. Rock the Casbah. Strawberry Fields is black in the worklist. She has an open folder, so an examination where images are being taken, but the study has not been ended. Ray Skywalker and Starlight Starbright also with an open study currently. So if we select one of the new patients off the work list, original sin, mobile chest x-ray, we get the chest exam from the RIS with the pre-populating set of views that are set to the procedure code that has come across from the RIS patient information tabs, which allow us to edit elements of patient information. The procedure code field here is what's giving me the value for the mapped outcome to the known code. If there's no known code, there won't be any views populating below where the keyboard is here. So in this lower panel of the screen, you can see that the green ready lights come on up near the dock. That indicates that from the generator's perspective that everyone's happy here. We're right to take a picture, but we need to confirm our exposure, 90 kV, 1.4 MAS, our detector that we're capturing the image on. You can choose detector or generator only if you had to capture images on CR. I'm hoping you can see that well enough on this screen. And you've got patient size habitus control here, where you can pick various options, small, medium, large, and or child sizes if you have the pediatric optimization license active, which this site does. We have the green ready bar, which indicates also with the light that we're right to take an exposure. And the view tiles, whichever one is yellow there, is the one where the image is going to be captured. If I want to do a supine chest, I select the supine chest, and the preset KVP and MAS will change relative to the preset. If I want to use Smart Grid, there are 3 boxes there just above the green line on the left. The one that's currently selected is the blue box, which is no grid. The grey box is indicating that you want to put a grid on that picture, and so the grid image processing takes over. The view tile itself now says that there's a grid in play, and the exposure reflects the exposure needed to give in a gridded scenario at this site. If I go back to the blue button, it takes the naming convention off the tile for grid, reverts back to the preset exposure of a non-grid exposure, And the third button is prospectively selecting Smart Grid. So now the view tile says that it is a Smart Grid view, and the exposures, preset exposures, reflect that, which should be very similar to a non-grid view. But the image processing is going to capture that and process that image as if a virtual grid was in play. So I will show you a picture with that change applied. Meanwhile, coming back to full screen, we'll go back to displaying our patient information, and hopefully the autofocus will jump in. This is where I would take my picture. So given that we've already taken a couple of exposures on this machine, I'm just going to take you to another patient to show you images are already captured. So we can go into them through the quick menu and jump into a particular examination. For example, I can go from this patient, origin L-sin, versus jumping into Starlight, Starbright. And they've had a couple of pictures taken that have turned out to be blank images. If I go into one of the blank images, you can see that's the hand x-ray that's been taken earlier with nothing in the beam path. If I change my patient, I go to Kermit the Frog, I can show you Kermit the Frog's exam. Now Kermit the Frog had chest x-ray, and this chest x-ray has been delivered to PACS. You can see on the right hand side that the panel just shows you where the delivery occurred to, whereas a copy of that image shows me the post-processing tools on the right hand side with multiple tabs, upper and lower tabs corresponding to the icons with functionality relative to the tabs in play for you to adjust. Okay, so annotations and rotation, pre-programmed annotations. Okay, you can go back to the heart favorites. You've got rotate an image, you've got the ability to free rotate an image, image flips, left, right, head, foot. It's an AP image, captured AP, so the ID viewer, which is this little icon here, sorry for the autofocus, ID window, says ID window, so it's an AP image captured in an AP processed view. Okay. Sorry about the autofocus coming into play again. So hopefully that's relatively sharp. Now this is the image with Smart Grid, and this is the image without Smart Grid.